today is increasing life. And when you read this chapter in this Science of Getting Rich, first thing I want you to know is that everything was designed to grow. Everything was designed to grow. Everything keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. And listen, everything keeps getting better. Or as I love to say, gooder, 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 gooder. If you have the right focus in the right place, and you become what you think about, you become what you talk about, you become what your heart is. If you really get this subject right here, is that you need to become creative like our Creator. Regardless if you believe in a Creator or not, who you are was created. If you want to believe that your mother and father did it, that's okay, right? But you were created. Everything around us was created. It started with a thought. Then it became words. Then it became renewing and comes part of what's going out there. Now, I'm not going to get off track here because I got something that really, really blew my mind this morning in my meditation time, in my quiet time, and I can't wait to share this with you, so I don't want to get off track. So if every day in every way, you were focused on getting that 1% better in every area of your life, because you don't want to be too much analytically, right? You don't want to be too analytically. You don't want to be too much on the spirit side. I know that sounds really out there, but yet you got to try to find a way to measure everything at the same time, right? So then if all of a sudden you're in a position where, you want to raise and grow and become creative, more on the spiritual side, more on the connection with the Creator, right? And you also want to do that on a financial side. You also want to do that on a health side. You want to do it on relationship side. And when you're not growing, people don't like to hear this, but if you're not growing and living, you're dying. There's this thought from the majority of the people out there is that you can maintain. That you can maintain. Maintaining is dying. Listen to me closely. So, if you believe in a Creator, and a Creator makes a flower, Creator makes grass, Creator makes a tree, plants seeds, they only know how to grow. Every day, they're focused on growing, becoming bigger, becoming stronger, giving more brilliance to the world. Do you guys realize that even on a scientific side, do you realize that when I grew up as a child, they had this little mobile that, they now ended up putting above cribs, baby cribs of the little mobile, you know what I mean, going around. And in school, they used to have planets that would hang on the roof. Do you guys realize that ever since I was in school, that every year they add more planets? Now, there's two chains of thoughts, two of them, right? One is all the planets and the stars were already there. And what we're doing is now we're developing, listen, and now creating better technology, better telescopes, better everything so we can see more. But we're still creating. We're still creating. Everything continues to keep creating. Now, here's another thought. Some of you probably you'll have difficulties with this thought. The first sentence in this chapter talks about this. For some of you, you may believe that it's growing. You see what I mean? That it continues to grow, that things keep being created, that new stars are being created, that new planets are being created, that new universes are being created, and everything continues to keep being created. Not to get really scary for you guys, but if you really do some thoughts about our human being, who we are, that we keep replacing cells. We keep replacing cells. We continue to grow. I know some people might not find this funny, but I do think the older you get, why men's ears continue to get more. They continue to grow. Why my eyebrows are growing more. The hair on my ears. Things are designed continually to grow. To grow and grow and grow and grow. So what's the point? If you're not growing, you're dying. Now, here's the point that I really, truly want to get across. I wanted to talk a little bit, for people that see this video, this is the first video they see of me, so I don't freak them out, right? Is the whole concept of increasing life is you got to find a way to eliminate, destroy, and change the thought that the world, that God, that the universe, whatever you believe, you got to find a way to eliminate and destroy the thought that it's not there for you. It's not there for, I'm not smart enough to be happy. I'm not smart enough to be rich. God doesn't want me to be rich. The universe doesn't want me to be rich and happy and contribute and grow. Listen, God's not a discerner of persons. If other people figured out how to use something in a certain way and use the science of getting rich, and people like Norman Vincent Peale, you guys hear me bring up these names all the time. Norman Vincent Peale capitalized on this book, like Earl Nightingale, like Bob Proctor, like Jim Rohn, that taught Tony Robbins. When you get into this way of thinking, it changes your paradigms. And when your paradigms change, you see the world as a different place. So if you look at one more thought about creation, isn't Google creation? Isn't Netscape Navigator, for those of you that get this, Netscape Navigator was like 6 floppy disks, 3.5 inches floppy disks, because there wasn't any CD-ROMs. And you got 6 of them in a rubber band that you put in, and you got Netscape Navigator, the first browser. Whoa! And now you can discover the world via the internet. Now, another part of growth is innovation. Innovation. So then all of a sudden, what came after, Netscape Navigator? Internet Explorer. How many people remember Lycos? The dog that runs. We'll go out and get the information and bring it back for you. all these browsers, right? AOL. And then all of a sudden, Google. So innovation and constant creation does a lot of things. YouTube, creator. Facebook, creator. There used to be MySpace, creator. See what I mean? Instagram, Snapchat, all these things, Facebook Live, they're now all creating. And the people that focus every day on creating and giving value, learning, investing, learning, and then sharing. The people that share wisdom with the world are the happiest, most fulfilled, wealthiest person on the planet. And that's the whole consciousness or awareness that's happening in the world today. Is if you can focus on being creative and learning and growing and sharing, the riches start coming to you if you do it in a certain way. And when I first listened to this chapter and it talked about, wait a minute. What do you mean be creative instead of competitive? Would you guys agree that a majority of the people on the planet are all about competition? People in marketing are trying to be a better opportunity than somebody else. My training's better than yours. My company's better than yours. My product is better than yours. See, when you're dealing in the competitive world, you're stifling, you're dying. Are you listening to me? Because when I first, I grew up and the whole world is competitive. The stock market's competitive. Banks are competitive. And when your total thought is that you want to win while somebody else loses, eventually you're going to get hurt. Eventually you're going to get messed up. When you got this whole group of people out there that grew up always thinking that for them to win, somebody else has to lose. Now, this was a explosion in my mind. It exploded in my mind that I could go out and learn to create content. If you sing a song and I sing a song, it's going to be a different song. Why? Because it came from us and we sing different. And so you could take other people's information, other people's wisdom, and like I've shared before, not to be sacrilegious, just to drive this point home. When you look at the different styles of Joyce Myers or Kenneth Copeland or Joel Osteen or Rick Warren, they're all talking from the same book with the same message and just their interpretation of what they believe the stories in the Holy Bible stand for. And so when you got the Baptist church, and then you got the First Baptist church, and then you got the regular Baptist church, and then you got the unleaded Baptist church. Don't get mad at me. I'm not being sacrilegious. There's 460,000 registered religions in the United States. And all I'm saying is that if you find a way to create your story, your brand, learn and share that wisdom with the world in your style, with all the different knowledge that you're learning, that when you possess and give that in that style, it now becomes your audience. Different singers sing different ways. There's different genres of singing. There's different genres of music. And there's different genres of web browsers. There's different venues of everything. So when you come from not trying to compete and just be a creator, magic happens. Magic happens. Doing it in a certain style. So I posted this today and I want to share this, and then I got something to close up with here. It says, when you become a creator and not a competitor, you are going to get what you want. But in such a way that when you get it, every other person will have more than they have. When I heard that, I was going like, wow. Wow, if I do this right, and here's one thing that the media, listen closely, the media and the majority of the people on the planet always want to talk about competition. Someone's got to be a huge loser for someone to be a winner. Sound familiar? We're in a pretty unique place right now in the world. Just got done with the presidential election, and there's a group of people that feel like they won and destroyed the other person. And then the other people feel like they lost and it's wrong and I'm going to go tear apart and vandalize everything. And then there's a group of people that just go, I don't know how much the White House has to do with my house, But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grow. I'm going to focus on me. Every day I'm going to grow. I'm going to get better and better and better, gooder and gooder, 1% better each day. And then I'm going to take the new wisdom and knowledge that I have and get inspired by it and get excited about it. And I'm going to share it with the world. I'm going to plant those seeds and grow. I'm going to plant those seeds and grow. I'm going to build my audience. I'm going to build my influence. I'm going to build myself. And the best way you can lead a group of people, the best way that you can attract anybody is you got to become a person that people want to become. You have to become the person that people want to become. That's people that influence people. That's people that lead people. Is you change, you renew, you become better. Did this help you? So when I learned that I could be creative, and then I started tying this together, that Tony Robbins' story is what he learned from Jim Rohn, what he learned from a bunch of giants before him. And some of this will shock you, and I'm not being political here. Please listen. Do you know that Donald Trump, when his father took him to church every Sunday, the pastor was Norman Vincent Peale. The pastor, Norman Vincent Peale, was inspired by this book. Can you imagine as a child growing up like Donald Trump, being around your father and your mother, watching them believe and create real estate, buildings, being an entrepreneur. And then every Sunday, go listen to Norman Vincent Peale? Go put that in YouTube. Can you imagine listening to that pastor every single Sunday? Wow. So if you guys see some clips, some of you are probably going to be mad, not want to see some clips, but there's clips out there before Donald Trump got trashed, where when he, there's a clip out there where one girl said, I wonder, how do you become successful? How do you become successful? Because I'm just an average individual. I'm just someone that's, doesn't know a lot, not that educated. How can I be successful? And Donald Trump stood up and said, don't let that come out of your mouth ever again. Ever again. You're unique. There's only one of you. You have the abilities and talents. You're a strong, powerful woman. Don't let those words come out of your mouth ever again. You can create and build value that other people want to be around, and you can be a winner. You can be a winner. This is way, way, way before he ever thought about running for president. And see, when you're around a group of people that are constantly growing. See, me, I just want to be a supporter. I want everyone to win. Did you hear me? I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to be fulfilled. I want everyone to have joy. I want everyone to be healthy. I want everyone to win. What's wrong with wanting everyone to win when you understand the principles that the more that you give, the more you get, and there's abundance, there's enough to go around. And then you got this whole large media and group of people. The sky is falling, the sky is falling, the sky is falling, the world's going to end, the world's going to end. Focusing on things that don't matter does nothing. So I'll leave you with this thing because I shared this with my wife this morning. Mother Teresa, one time was asked, why don't you participate in rallies? There's so much injustice in the world. There's so much awful things happening in the world. War, people hurting people. Wow. Why don't you go for that? And she said, because whatever you focus on and give thought and words to grows. So when you do a rally about love and about peace and love and connection and being nice to each other, let me know when you want to focus and use your thoughts and your words toward that. Do you guys realize that the rallies that happened when Nixon was elected, when Vietnam was out there, and today is our Veterans Day? Do you guys really realize that a bunch of protesters got together? Woodstock, joy, peace, love. You know, let's have peace on earth. Let's love. Let's, kumbaya. The hippie generation, the whole movement that was positive, not filled with hate and destruction and trying to destroy police vehicles. Holy crap. I don't want to get on a tangent here, but destruction and violence and hate is not growth, it's dying. So, I hope that this message helped you. I know that it really helped me. When I thought every day, how can I be more creative? And how can I give more? And how can I plant more seeds? And how can I lead by example? The documentation beats conversation. You guys are seeing the principles that I've worked on for years and why my life is where it is today. You can do it. I know you can do it.